Hello everyone, this is Fallen Dice and welcome to episode 104 of our Rebirth playthrough of 7 Days to Die, the Purge. I've been working all night on these, getting these things built. I've got most of my workstations up now. I don't know how much I'm going to need, so I kind of made this little corner of forges. They're all fully equipped. I haven't really done anything with these chicken coops yet, but I would like to give it a try. Bucket must be placed no further than 10 blocks away. I have no idea what I'm supposed to put into it. I will have to look into that later, but I figured it was worth a try having. Do we just have a thing called feed? Just a feed bucket. I wonder if we just put some of our veggies in there. How to ever use pumpkins. Would they like pumpkins? Okay, no, I ate that. That wasn't what I meant to do. And I think somehow I'm supposed to choose her. I don't know. We'll look into that later. And then the last of my things over here. Technically, let's pick you up. I just kind of set you down to get you out of the way, but I would rather have you a little bit further along so I can put our chemistry station right there, and then we'll put this next to it. And what I need for you is a beaker and some fuel. I am just basically putting lots of gas in all these things as fuel. All right, I just need a beaker. Okay, so I have a plan for what I want to do today in regards of trying to get something set up for our initial, well, not our initial, our actual base, which is going to be across from Jen over there. So basically, I need to get a bunch of wooden blocks because I left all my blocks behind. Because I need to basically kind of lay it out. So I'm making also signs to put up here. How much are they going to really impact me? Oh, they go... Okay, you know what? This is another reason yet for... Alright, I'm going to put 6 more behind. Good. I need to put something. I'm going to basically put these blocks above. So we'll copy exactly what we have here. I'll upgrade them, but I can put the signs on those right above the storage, and that way we can label them, because otherwise it may be a rough time. Yeah, I was going to say, that's not my causing the dogs to electrocute, so it's probably some kind of mob or something that's
Incoming enemy.
Yep.
Prepare for conflict.
Decided to attack a vending machine or something. Okay. I already know that this is going to be crazy. So just in that first day we were here, and then when I was kind of messing around a little bit in creative on trying to figure out how I would like to try to design this new base that's going to allow me to take care of seekers without basically having the base destroyed. I can make them here too. I thought I had a second. I do. It's over here. Yeah, this is going to be my big problem right now, is these missing tools for my workbenches. So I can put you up here. I'll go back to the building blocks. All right. So whatever I make of these is going to be doubled, plus I just short on nails, so that's 382. Okay, we've already made all those. Oh boy. I don't want to head over there until I've got enough blocks. So while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and start this process. So I will be back shortly. I'm going to just start labeling where things are going to go. And then once the day's done and we're over, overnight I'll add all of our stuff in here. Right now it's over there, but it's still accessible for crafting. So it's not like a critical right now kind of thing. Okay, I think I am good with the labels over here. It's just, I normally like to wrap it around so everything's kind of universal, but it is what it is for now. And I've got 130 blocks, which should be enough to start. We're basically going to be digging for the first part of this base. Actually, let me turn you down a little bit. I mentioned that we wanted to do a trap base of some type. And the only real way I can think to not have something where we do and to make it is we're going to use a little bit of cheese in the part that we're going to make them fall down. And they're going to fall down into our pit. But instead of what we normally do where you've got a ramp to get them back out and have them loop around, they're going to be stuck in the pit. That is the plan, is to have them completely stuck inside the pit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have firing positions before they get to the pit, along with our electric fence posts. So we're going to give them some time to kind of work on them. But for things that, say, are shock-proof, or any of the other different things that we've discovered are preventing things from falling, that's when they're going to take a fall. They're going to run right past, thinking they're getting to me, and instead they're going to drop into our pit. And then, like I said, inside the pit, we're going to basically then have a lot of turrets pointing at them. So that's kind of one of the things that we're going to have to do today also, or at least before we can really get going, is we're going to have to switch parties for a small amount of time. And again, I talked about that a little bit before. So what we're going to have to do is I've got to look at the class that gives us the SMG, and we're going to have to learn it enough to get the SMG. I'm pretty sure the SMG is like the first tier of that class. So once we get it, we'll have exactly what it is we need. And then we can switch back or to whatever we want. So right now I am just going through and kind of cleaning everything that I see. Hold on. I need to grab me a little bit of dirt so I can fill things in. I'm not a fan of just random things or random holes. All right, I make enough. That should be enough for whatever holes that I create as I'm going through and clearing this. I want to give myself a nice kind of empty base in which to build my stuff, including all these kind of things. Because again, it does impact you when you're trying to lay down blocks if there's stuff like that here. Okay. It means I can put you there. And yes, I could say stick in like wood block to kind of flatten it out, but I don't like the way that looks. It's very piecemeal, and it looks piecemeal, and you can tell that there's a hole because it doesn't fill up the edges. It only fills up the kind of middle of it. Okay. And it also is there for mistakes. First one, I think something looks like it, but it quite isn't. Okay. Now I got to tear these two things down. So I'm just kind of going around, taking out the bottom. I'm not in it for the resources. I'm just trying to quickly take apart these buildings. And I think I may, in some places, have to take out at least some of the base. I don't know. We'll see. They do weird things sometimes. Yeah. My guess is it's this one right here. Okay, these are all... all right. No biggie. Easy to do. Once I get this area cleared out, I still got to do the well, and I got to do this area here. So I'm going to do that real fast. But once I'm done, I'll come back, and then I'll kind of show you the layout of where the drop is going to be and the plan for it. So anyways, I'll be back in a few. All right, I got everything cleared out, so now we are good to go. Let's get kind of what the center is, kind of lining it up on Jen's gate. I think that... No, maybe one this way. Okay, so the base we're looking for... I think I'm going to start it here. So it's 13 blocks long and 9 blocks deep. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, that's that's what's getting dug out. So I'm going to put these on the outside so I can kind of follow that to make things easier. Okay, this is 9 blocks here. So again, we go one more out and then we can close it. So again, we have to make sure I don't want them to go and destroy everything mode. Not that they're going to be trying to come or have a path to get back up to us. I just don't want to make it so that they're crazy as soon as they fall in. I'd like them to just be inside, soaking up the ambiance, having a good old time. So if we're going up 5 blocks up in the air, that means they need to drop to make it 12. 7. But I think we're probably going to go down like 8 or 9. We're going to give them a couple extra because sometimes they'll like land on each other. And they probably, in this case, are going to land on each other because this is going to get pretty packed at first. So I'm going to dig through here again. I'm going to go down, like I said, we'll go down 9 blocks total. And then we'll dig out the underneath and they'll fall down. Again, I'm not doing this for resources. This is just work on getting it. And then we got to basically place steel blocks, at least for the bottom, I'd say 5 or 6 rows just for the seekers. So anyways, I'm going to keep working on this. I will be back once I'm ready to drop the bottom out, and we'll move on to the next part of this build. All right, I went down 10 blocks instead of the original what I said 9. That way I can put an entire row of steel on the bottom again too. While that only is going to be an issue when we got the seekers, because they're the ones that are just constantly exploding. But I might as well just do it anyway. I'm at the point where I'm actually designing and building this so that this is the time to kind of choose to do things or not to do things. So we're choosing to do things. I also, in my original kind of design and plan, I didn't do something, but I'm kind of thinking about doing it. The only issue is then I've got to figure out an idea for how to do maintenance. So if I were to say put in either one or the other electrical traps down here at the bottom to keep them kind of frozen, which again, it's only going to work on some of them, but it's very specific ones that I really have a fear of, doing a lot, and that's the screamers. Because that was something I was struggling with as I was, making this in my my creative, kind of trying to design this and plot this out. Yeah, that was actually a pretty big problem, the screamers. Because I'm getting basically tainted screamers, which means they have a lot of hit points, and they don't just die right away, when you get them. And of course, if they keep screaming, they're just going to keep building up more and more. Oh, darn. Well, it was going to happen eventually. I didn't bring enough gas. So yeah, so I want to have some sort of way to keep them pinned down, or at least not screaming when they're in this hole, so I don't have to worry about this thing going off all the time. Because my other fear is having to use way too many rounds of ammunition to keep it going, and I don't want that to be a problem. But it could be, again, if they all fall down in there and then they're just running around adding more to it. So if I do choose to do the electric fence posts, then I'm going to have access to be able to go down there and repair. And if I just have them inside, kind of open to the air, so to say, the other problem I'm going to run into is when these seekers are exploding, they could actually damage them. So I'm thinking kind of the way that I may have decided to do this is like a combination of the two. So think of it as this. I can do the blocks where I leave a small, narrow gap. So if I were to do like, we do the wedge things, and I use this block here. Yep, there we go. And we do it like this way. And then on the top, we go this way. So see, technically, this is considered full block. So the whatever I was buying here should not be, and I could have the fence post there. So I could, basically to repair, I would need to turn off the fence post, go down inside, and then I can basically go across the wall repairing all those. And I think that's probably the best way to do this. And I think that will have a huge impact on the viability of what I'm planning on doing. Because I am talking 8 SMG turrets on the outside. So like 2 on this side, 2 here, 2 there, 2 there. And they're going to be shooting basically angled to shoot straight down into the pit. So it's going to be a big old funnel here. If I could say, like, I'd have electric fence post wires going across the entirety of this, it'll keep them standing still, not screaming, not causing anything more to come, but at the same time taking the damage. So I think that's something I'm thinking of doing different than what I had originally planned when I was kind of putting this all together. And I think that it makes sense, again, for the Seekers as well, because if they're getting shocked, they shouldn't be able to spawn more. I think they're still exploding, but we'll see. And again, technically, this should only really impact when I'm at home, and I don't expect to be home a lot once this thing's built, because I really want to get out, explore, knock out all of the POIs, and then be ready to move in. Okay, we are good here. I should have thought when I was over there I need to start getting blocks, but I need to see how many cobblestone blocks, or how much cobblestone I can make first. So I think that's probably... Oh, there we go. It's another one where I'm going to be turned around where I think I am. Okay, so pit may be as far as we get right now. I need to get a lot of things crafting before I can go any further. And I would like to start with, again, how I could go over here and I could basically make, where are they? Concrete blocks. I could make 3,000 concrete blocks. Once again, or I could upgrade 6,000 cobblestone blocks. And I think that's kind of where we are again. So I'm going to start making what I can with that, but I am going to need to do some mining as well. All right. I think that's a super important thing to do. We had started digging a hole back here somewhere, I thought. I mean, can I see where I dug? Okay, we have iron there. Let's go ahead and we'll start digging. I know for a fact that there... in that line here, if I were to do this, would take me down to an iron node. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and do that. We're going to start here. Basically digging a ramp down as we go. Once we get down far enough that we're not immediately getting surprised or dug down on by zombies. That's kind of one of the things that I intentionally do sometimes, is to go a little deeper than I probably need to. I do miss out on some of the ore, but first off, it actually gives me a much better mine as far as structural wise, but it also keeps me a little bit further down, so it's less for them to notice them. But I am on feral scent, so it's probably not going to matter one way or the other. The plus side of what I'm doing right now is at least I know for a fact where they are. What I could do is I could actually say put a door down here, but instead of a door, hold on, I thought there was options for jail. Yes, jail doors. So I would be able to actually shoot at the zombies through the door while they're still kind of pounding on it, so it would give me some protection, and I could maybe make a series of them. So instead of constantly putting just building blocks behind me, there we go, I'd have a way of actually fighting them. Okay, so we got some, for sure, we got iron here. Okay, now what I also want to do, because again, I'm trying to get a lot, I want to make a lot of cobblestone. So we're probably going to be doing a bit of this mining. Okay, so that gets us to there, here. So now I want to just go straight out this way, away from the town, away from my base. I would like to have at least 1 or 2 different locations from this mine with actual deposits to take advantage of. Okay, so we found another iron and coal. There we go. Iron and coal so far. Eventually, I'm going to come down here and I'll see what else is attached to it, because this may be more than just that. This is just what we saw right here, which is already fantastic. Okay. Somebody up top's doing something silly. Okay, I'm currently up to about, what, almost 5,000 stone. I'm just moving right now to try to, again, get 3 different locations if I can, preferably kind of far away. So if one of them starts to get a little bit of tension, I just move on to a new location. And I'll start digging there for a while. That typically, in my case, works out well for me. I don't have to worry about them straight up digging down to me. And with this... Oh, wait, I don't have Feral Sense on. I'm thinking of a different series. Okay. My Darkness Falls series, I have Feral Sense on. Oh, I couldn't even imagine playing this with Feral Sense. That would be a nightmare. Alright. Let me see if I can get like 10,000 stone. And then we'll turn that into... So I have at least 20,000 clay. Or maybe even 40,000 clay. I brought a lot of clay with me. So that means I can make a lot of cobblestone. And then convert that to blocks. Alright, I think we're probably... Let me get to 6,000 and we're going to head back. Because I would like to go do a couple... Get in a couple purges. So I don't want to spend my whole time here building and mining. I want to actually go out and do something in the world today. I need to come over here. Oh, that's right. This just makes cobblestone out of the rocks. That's right. Okay, that's 24,000. That should be a good amount. All right, so I think what we're going to do today, let me see if I can find it, is I would like to take out our vehicle. So let's get him back up and running. Is that all the vehicle parts in this one? Yep. Okay, we'll keep going. There we go. More vehicle parts, and then there's our vehicle. Alright, I think that's everything. If not, we'll just run back up to grab it. But that way, let's have some wheels while we get around. Okay, put all of our stuff in. Oh, battery. Yep. Okay. And if I remember right, you have just a normal-ish size. Okay, that's fine. Alright, now I gotta remember I have to make a right. I'm gonna want to go left. This is, again, one of those... It's gonna bug me. Alright, so what do we got going on right here? We're gonna do the same thing as usual. We're gonna basically go all the way around the outside of this. So actually what I really like to do, let's come in here first. Let's see if we have any, if this is a tier 0, which I believe it is. Alright. You're not part of this POI, but we'll take you on anyway.
Master, we are not alone.
Oh, there we go. Tell you one thing I didn't like about the, or I don't like about Darkness Falls is their pretend zombies. All the big zombies are basically cops. Yeah, I didn't want you blowing up in the cornfield. Yeah, they're all cops. So it's like, man, talk about having to be on your toes. Should be up here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there we go. Alright, so that one's done. So let's just cross the street. I would like to do the circuit. Okay, or are you part of this? Okay, so I have 2 actual houses, it looks like. Okay, we got blueberries. This is a tier 3. Okay, so this one will take... Okay, I recognize this one. Alright. I actually have my... my base, my horde base here, and then my regular base is up there for my Darkness Falls playthrough. Yeah, I'm very familiar with this place.
Incoming enemy.
One thing I'm really hoping to find today, lots of hammers, pliers, and nails. I am in dire need of all those. Alright, anybody else in here? Oh, good, 2 hammers. That's fantastic. Alright, didn't see you hiding there. Again, I think I'm going to start getting a lot more of the purplish guys. I think that's kind of where we are now with the added game stage from this biome. I think that's just what's going to happen. I do know that there is something there. Yep. Yep, got you. Okay, a few more bookshelves. There are a few books. Oh, there's something I didn't know. Powered drawbridges. That would have been useful back in our desert base. Okay, yep. I think toolboxes is definitely a thing I've got to be searching to try. So I need pliers now, since I've got a few hammers. So I need, and I actually technically still need a couple more hammers, because if I want to do both the workbenches and the toolboxes, they all need them. Cool, cool. It's kind of nice to be back in this series. Although, I was about to say, you know, feeling like you're kind of like a god or something like that. Playing vanilla Navigating with Renevo. Good grief. I finally got my tier 5 mastery for intelligence with the stun baton and the repulsor. Good grief. Oh, man. We're like maybe level 25, 35, and we just went in and I was able to tank the entire tier 5 hospital POI. It was crazy. It is so silly. But I've seen what the sledgehammer build can do when you max out the mastery as well. I think it's really cool what they've decided to do to add in these mastery things. It gives you something more to kind of work towards than just getting the best version of whatever it is that you're trying to play with, and then that's it. Now you have something else to work with that even makes it better. All right, we are not finished yet. Is there somebody still up top? Yeah, this is actually where I'm doing my horde base. I kind of made it a pathway that they have to go all the way across to get to me. It's pretty fun. I really enjoy it. Okay, so the last one is down somewhere. All right, looks like he's trying to get in. I'm gonna go over here. We'll check our loot, and then we'll head out. Today's not like a super loot day. Again, we don't have our barracks home yet. Our home away from the roof yet, so I can't go past 25. And then looks like, yeah, we're getting almost 1 1/3% for every 2 we do. All right, doggies took care of you for me. All right, we're good there. Okay, let's head over to here. We got a little bit of time left, not a lot. So if I get this corner done, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. This should be a nice, easy one here. Oh, hey, we got an airdrop. Yeah, this should be a pretty easy one. I think there's just a couple lying around by these hay bales, or there should be. If not, then it might just be another dud that doesn't work. Which is fine. That allows me to focus on the last one before we do our airdrop. Yeah, doesn't look like there's anybody in here. It is another tier 3. Okay, that's like a bunch of mobile homes. So a bunch of miniature clears. So probably all be waiting for me at the door, then I just come in and loot. I will hold off on going for furniture until we've basically already got a place to live. We're not going to be playing that pre-staging all the armor. Unless I find one of the POIs that has a really special, cool, unique stuff, that I will grab. There'll be some accidents. It just is what it is. But I'm not making a focus of it. I'm not running around trying to grab things, wasting time as I'm, you know what I mean. Okay, I was not trying to pick that up. Oh, well. Oh, we got a few people in this one, and we got a gun safe. I don't know which one is meant to be the final. Ooh, might be this place just because of that. I saw someone use this as a base for the horde, and they just ran. They took away the ability for the zombies to get up to them, but they ran just blocks over the top of these and connected them, and they just ran from one to the other. Okay, that was all into droney. Oh, get you. I do need to break into this, and I do miss the lock-picking game from Darkness Falls. I actually got pretty good at that. Fairly easy to get in, being as I don't have a AUG or anything like that yet. Yeah, should grab these because that's the only way I'm going to get them. They're not going to get picked up by the dogs. Who are you guys fighting? Who are you? I don't want them getting killed. I'm trying to not have them get killed. All right, what the heck? Come on. What's down here? Okay, this must be the end loot. Not too bad. Again, the crossbow being the silly weapon that it is. Not that hard to get through. Alright. I was also not trying to grab that. Get all the fuels. Apparently I have to kill you twice. Alright. Okay, holy cow. Working chem stations. Did you just stand up again? Oh, come on, you guys. I killed you. Stay dead. My poor dogs. Okay, nothing major there. There. Nope. Alright, I just need to finish this POI and then we will be done. Yep. Alright. Anything in here? We got a wrench. Okay, we still have 4 areas left, 11 plus zombies. Just got to do this side of the trailer park. I'm getting kind of antsy to start really kind of pushing my pace. Maybe we'll stick with the trash, but the rest of it. I wish they gave some meat, because then I would give it to the dogs for healing. But I did not bring any in the first place, so they definitely... that's how I lost Blaze. Alright, nothing here. But, man, the number of zombie bears in the burnt forest is just silly. Okay, I did you, so now I've just got these ones. We are almost done. And then I'll head back and I'll get some work overnight on getting my stuff put away in the proper shelves. And then in the morning we should be able to get back to work on our horde base. We'll have the cobblestone blocks that we need. Oh, yep, got tainted. Okay, and then we got you. There you are. So we're down to 1 POI with 4 zombies. Is it in this one or is it the next one? Looks like we're in the next one. Again, I'm getting purple things that I really don't care about. Unfortunately. Again, there's just any of the tools or weapons that I use, any of the armor that I use. If I could get a purple of any of those, I would be ecstatic. Like, absolutely. Okay, last zombie. Okay, and we're done here. So like I said, we did get an airdrop, so let's run over and pick that up real fast, then we'll get in the warthog. And we'll head back home. Alright, where did you actually land, and who are we going to be fighting? And all this... it's so much burning stuff, and it's like, how does it keep burning forever? It's crazy. Okay, definitely... Oh, it's still coming down. I'm like looking around going, what the, where is it? All right. So we're going to have to give it a sec to land. Actually, this is our first airdrop of the burnt forest. So let's see if we have anything extra fancy that we get just for finally being out here. Again, quite the loot stage. Would be nice to actually start getting the good stuff. You know, maybe that's something that was kind of put in. Maybe it was just really, it's meant to be really hard to get any of that until you get to here. And that's like a reward for getting here. Okay, yep, we got bandits. Alright, I forget they actually drop things. Okay, ooh, that was an old automatic shotty. I definitely have better than that nowadays. Is there anything else here? Nope. Man, they went down fast. I think that wasn't all just me. That was the dogs too or something. Okay, nope, we did not get any fancy stuff either. Still getting tier 1 weapons parts. And a repairable forge. Alright, well, unfortunate. Let's get back to the car, let's get back home, and I've already lost part of my night because of this, but I'll try to have everything ready to go by the time we start the next episode. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please go ahead and leave it a like. If you have not already subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you consider that as well. But with that being said, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.